What's up, everybody? Today I'm making a quick video on the surprise update from Raven Software that came out today. So, yesterday, on Wednesday the 26th, Raven had tweeted this: cargo redacted, looks like meta, Verdansk needs saving. Something must be done soon. So we knew something was coming, didn't know when it was coming. Well, surprise, surprise, Season 3 Reloaded update came today, the 27th. Alright, so here we have the changes that Raven put out today. It's the May 27th update. Gameplay. Cargo truck spawn rates for Verdansk's solo BR mode have been reduced to 5 static from a range of 16 to 20. This change will take effect when our playlist update goes live today. I don't really play solos. This is one of the huge reasons why I don't play solos. Other than camping, the biggest problem is the Bertha meta. While now we're going from having between 16 and 20 to it always being only 5 Berthas. I still think Berthas are a problem, but it's nice that they reduced it. Here they said cargo trucks are incredibly durable and provide ample cover from enemy fire, which makes them the optimal choice for map rotation. And solos players are not keen to unload a considerable amount of their resources into the removal of cargo trucks, which would often result in a significant number of them in the final circles. The ensuing gameplay allowed players to skirt traditional engagements and created a crutch that put less of an emphasis on endgame positioning and gunplay. A substantial reduction in the number of cargo trucks and solos will make whittling them down over the course of the game a feasible and attractive option given their considerably reduced map presence. Now, unless you're running like the cavalry lancer barrel on a Cold War weapon, it still takes a lot of bullets, and if you're by yourself and a truck's perfectly healthy, you're still probably not going to want to shoot at it. I still think they'll end up being a problem. I think they need to find a way to have them have less health in that playlist and reduce the number, but we'll see what the solos community thinks of that. Bug fixes. Fixed additional map locations in Verdansk that allowed players to reach out of bounds areas. Since the Reloaded update, I haven't actually had any problems with this, so I guess some people are still having problems. I haven't ran into it. Hopefully this closes all of them. Fixed additional collision issues with various elements across Verdansk, allowing players to exploit peaks, shoot through them. That's a good thing. Fixed a bug where vehicles could down or kill squad mates. This was a huge problem. I'm really glad they fixed this. It would, it's especially a problem if you're trying to regain or whatever. You're trying to move quickly. You're trying to scoop up your teammate, whatever. We all are used to, hey, drive by me, and I'll just hit the button, get in. Well, you couldn't do that with this because you might run them over. Fix an issue in Nakatomi Plaza where the vault access denied audio could be heard throughout the building. It's good. I haven't really landed there much just because it's so busy, and you're good chances you don't walk out with that specialist in 100K. So I just haven't gone there much. And they said this is Raven's sense of humor coming out because we can't trust you to realize that once access has been denied, you should walk away from the button and not try again and over again and over again. Fixed a bug preventing the ballistic knife camouflage skins from unlocking upon completion in their respective requirements. Not really worried about that. Not really going to use that ever. Fixed a bug where the SWAT 5mm laser for sniper rifles was not displaying aiming stability as a pro. I'm glad they fixed that just for clarity's sake, but anyone who is paying attention to the Reload update knows that it did that and we're already using it. Fixed the incorrect labeling of sniper rifle Echo as sniper rifle Delta. Good to fix your mistakes, I guess. Weapons. It's the big one. Assault rifles. CR56 Amax. Headshot multiplier decreased from 1.62 to 1.5. The CR56 Amax has continued to display disproportionate levels of dominance over the long-range assault rifle space. As we continue our efforts to slowly raise the time to kill, we feel the best course of action here is to reduce the power level of outliers rather than increase others to meet it. We believe it will take some time to adjust to a landscape where the CR56 Amax is not the undisputed king of long-range automatic weapons, but we feel this will be a net positive given how many more weapons we expect to be introduced into viability with this update. Our hope is that the change will present players with an opportunity to showcase and expand their mastery over a multitude of weapons that have been outclassed by the CR56 Amax. I don't think the Amax has been much of a problem. I think everybody's kind of already using what they want, and in my previous video I showed that the RAM in most areas has a higher time to kill, especially when you include headshots, but I guess this is good. Continue to balance the meta. The really skilled players really didn't feel any change with the last Amax nerf. We'll see if this makes any difference, but if anything, it'll probably just make the TTK a little harder to, or the max TTK a little harder to achieve. Fair 83. Recoil pattern adjusted. Hip spread increased. We have not yet settled on the identity of the Fair 83. We would like to see it as a long-range viable assault rifle, and in that light, we have smoothed out its recoil to be easier to control at range. We're also increasing its hip spread so it is slightly less effective in close quarters. This functional overlap is something we want to avoid and will continue to address where we identify it. I didn't think the Fair 83 was too bad to control anyways, but if they're decreasing the recoil even more, this might be like the new long-range meta up there with the RAM. I'm sure still the Amax. The Krig doesn't have the same time to kill class as those guns, but it's a gun people love because it's so easy to use. This gun was already pretty easy to use, but now it'll be even easier to use with its really good TTK. We'll see. And as a sniper sport, I'm sure this will be still really good. I don't ever hip fire that much. I've had good luck with it as a sniper support and a close range weapon. I don't think that hip fire will change its use that much. Tactical rifles. Tactical rifle Charlie. So I think that's the AUG, because they usually only refer to the AUG by Tactical Rifle Charlie because the Modern Warfare AUG. Recoil magnitude decrease. Tactical Rifle Charlie has fallen victim to a bit of an over-reduction in efficacy. While we still maintain that tactical rifles ride a very thin line between underwhelming and oppressive, we feel that the Tactical Rifle Charlie could be closer to that line. I still don't think you're going to see the AUG really come back. Some people might still use it. I occasionally see an AUG or an M16. Still more the M16. Maybe you'll see a little more AUG. But the automatic assault rifles are just a lot better than burst guns when the burst guns aren't broken. Sniper rifles. LW3 Tundra base optic adjusted. We have made some adjustments to reduce the fisheye lens effect. I haven't used the Tundra much because, like I've said before, I really like the mobile snipers. But when I have used it, I did notice a little bit of this fisheye lens effect, and it'll be nice to have a smoother looking optic. Attachments is another big one. Axial arms 3 times, optic reworked. Roll and cross 4 times, optic reworked, and SUSAT multi-zoom, optic reworked. We feel the impact of these changes will have cannot be understood. We feel the impact these changes will have. Okay, sorry. We believe optics have been holding back the long-range viability of Black Ops Cold War weapons, and we expect that these optics adjustments will drastically change that. When optics are too close to the camera, they can cause distracting motions and physical obfuscation, and in the long-range engagements especially. Visual clarity is crucial. We believe with these changes that an expanded assortment of long-range viable weapons will become available. I didn't think Cold War weapons, especially like the Krig, was a problem long-range, or the Farah really. I think they were both really good long-range assault rifle choices. But I guess instead of the optic being like here, it's going to be like here. So that'll give you a little less zoom, be farther from your face, but hopefully it'll reduce that shakiness that you can only get rid of with a battle pass or a bundle reticle that got rid of that black shadow. Hopefully it really reduces that. We'll have to see. And then muzzle suppressor, LMG, ADS speed increased from 2% to 3.5%. Sprint to fire speed increased from 4 to 5%. That's nice. The Stoner and the RPD are both good long range options. I'm not as worried about ADS and sprint to fire with LMGs because they are the long range option usually. This is going to be more important in the close range. So usually it's more important for SMGs or some of the assault rifles or sniper supports, but not really as much LMGs, but probably still a good change. And then again, you're going to probably use the agency suppressor, so I guess it doesn't matter too much because this new suppressor is good for SMGs in close range, but you're not going to use it in long range. We have seen some reports that suppressor appears to be affecting light machine guns negatively or not at all. We can assure you that is not the case. Considering the test environment frame rate and such small increments, it can be difficult to accurately measure the impact an attachment may have. Notwithstanding, we felt that the values on the LMG suppressor could use an increase to give them more of a fighting chance in a sea of assault rifles. Once again, you're probably going to use the agency suppressor or the crew suppressor. So this suppressor doesn't really matter as much. Maybe you switch to it, but typically you're only going to use the lesser suppressor on your close range weapons. Of course, JGod, as soon as this update got out, went straight to testing. He's tweeted out a couple things. We'll go look at those tweets really quick to finish out this video. Alright, so here we have the first tweet from JGod. He's looking at the sights, and here is the 3 times optic. Let's see, this was the before, and this was the after. As you can see, you're not getting as much zoom, but it's not nearly as much in your face as it is here. This is huge and completely taking up a lot of screen. You get a lot more zoom, but then you get that shake where it's like slapping you in the face. You're not going to get that here. All right, and here we have the 4x change. It's going to be the same changes. It now kind of looks like the VLK 3.0 from Modern Warfare guns, but this is your change. You still have a lot of zoom. I still don't like this sight. I still don't like this giant bezel, and it's not as much in your face. So once again, you'll see much. Hopefully it doesn't have near the shake that it had before. And then, of course, JGODS tested the SUSAT already. Here's what it looked like before. Once again, really in your face. Now, this one didn't have the black shadow inside shaking, but it did kind of slap you in the face. Not near as bad. The visual recoil wasn't near as bad. But here's the before, and then here's the after. Much less in your face. Once again, you get less zoom. It'll be interesting to see how the visual recoil feels after this. But, you get a little less sight picture. You get more sight picture out here, and you don't get slapped in the face. I'm going to have to use all these optics to feel them out myself, but we'll see. All right, and then here we have a tweet from JGOD for the Amax Nerf. It says close headshot, 56 damage down to 52. Now you need 4 headshot for a 5 shot instead of 3 headshots. Far headshot, 49 damage down to 46 damage. Now you need 4 headshots for the 6 shot kill instead of 3 headshots. You're probably wondering, does that change the TTK? Just like this guy here. This guy said, what does that drop the TTK to? Don't even have numbers in front of me. JGOD said, it doesn't change the TTK. And somebody said, that doesn't make sense. If it got weaker, why don't it change the TTK? And JGOD said, it does though. You need more headshots to get the lower TTK, but the lower TTK is the same because it is based on shots to kill and rate of fire. So the theoretical TTK for the Amax is not changing. It's now harder to reach that theoretical TTK, which does help the gun be less god tier and more just like all the other assault rifles, because now it's harder to use. Still just as deadly if you're a cheater or if you have really good recoil control and really good aim. But for 99.9% of players, it's going to be harder to use, making it a little less viable. That's it for this update video. I hope this video helped you out. I'll see you in Verdansk. Get frying. Have a good one. Bye.